Picture a world where the ice beneath your feet hides a deadly secret, a time bomb from eons past. What if the frozen Earth is waking, unleashing nightmares we can't imagine? The Arctic is melting faster than ever. Permafrost, frozen for thousands, even millions of years, holds carbon, ancient microbes, bacteria, and viruses, some over 400,000 years old. NASA reported in 2023 that Arctic permafrost traps 1,700 billion metric tons of carbon. Scientists revived Pithovirus sibericum, a 30,000-year-old virus still capable of infecting amoebas. Could a microscopic creature dormant for millennia suddenly find a new host? You? The ticking time bomb. What happens when the ice melts and these ancient killers break free? Could they trigger a pandemic unlike anything we've seen? The Arctic is warming at a speed that shocks scientists 4 times faster than the global average, according to a 2022 study in Nature Communications. Permafrost, the frozen ground that has locked away soil, plants, animals, and pathogens for tens of thousands of years, is starting to thaw at an unprecedented pace. By 2050, experts predict that up to 25% of permafrost could melt, releasing a toxic cocktail of carbon, microbes, and dormant pathogens into the environment. Imagine walking across a frozen landscape, thinking the ground beneath you is solid, and unknowingly stepping on a time capsule holding a deadly disease. This threat is not just science fiction. In 2016, thawing permafrost in Siberia exposed an anthrax-infected reindeer carcass, sparking an outbreak that killed a child and infected thousands of animals. Anthrax spores capable of surviving for decades under ice are only the beginning. Viruses, some dormant for millennia, could be equally deadly. Smallpox, eradicated in 1980, is known to have persisted in burial sites for centuries. In 2004, scientists discovered the smallpox DNA in 300-year-old Siberian mummies, proving that long-frozen pathogens can remain intact. Picture this: a virus, asleep for tens of thousands of years, waking in a lab, hitching a ride across continents before anyone realizes the danger. Modern humans would be vulnerable. Global immunity to ancient pathogens is virtually non-existent, and international travel could transform a single case into a worldwide crisis in days. The thought is terrifying, yet plausible. Each thawing patch of permafrost is essentially a Pandora's box, holding genetic secrets that could rewrite the rules of survival. As ice melts and the Arctic's frozen vault opens, humanity may be racing against time, not just to understand climate change, but to prevent a microbial nightmare from leaping out of history and into our world. Zombie viruses, real or hype? Are we ready for a disease we thought was extinct to roar back from the ice? Zombie viruses may sound like science fiction, but scientists use the term to describe pathogens that can revive after millennia frozen in permafrost. In 2023, a team led by Jean-Michel Claverie at Aix-Marseille University successfully revived 7 viruses from Siberian permafrost, some dating back 48,500 years. While these ancient viruses infected only amoebas, Claverie warned that similar pathogens could theoretically target mammals or even humans. Viruses don't need to be alive in the usual sense to be dangerous. They are essentially genetic instructions lying in wait for a host. Imagine an ancient virus, perfectly preserved for tens of thousands of years, suddenly finding a human host in a crowded city. Our modern world, with its dense urban populations and global air travel, provides an ideal breeding ground. A single infected individual could unwittingly carry a pathogen across continents, exposing millions before anyone realizes what's happening. Industrialized environments, deforestation, and climate-driven permafrost melt increase the likelihood of contact with ancient microorganisms we've never encountered. One ancient virus could bypass borders, ignore passports, and defy modern medicine, while we remain oblivious. These revived pathogens are not science fiction nightmares. They are a real, though poorly understood, threat. Each thawing layer of permafrost could release microbial time capsules, including viruses that humans have never faced. As the Arctic warms faster than almost any other region on Earth, scientists warn we may be approaching a tipping point, a resurgence of diseases long thought extinct, hidden beneath ice that has lasted tens of thousands of years. Are we truly prepared if an ancient killer awakens? The clock is ticking and the ice is melting faster than anyone anticipated. Human activity stirs the ice. What's scarier than a 48,500-year-old virus? The fact that we're digging in the permafrost right now. Arctic drilling, mining, and construction are accelerating as nations chase rare minerals, oil, and gas. Russia's Yamal LNG plant, for example, operates directly on permafrost. Every excavation, drilling operation, or construction project carries the risk of releasing ancient microbes. A 2021 study in Environmental Research Letters estimated that human activity could accelerate permafrost thaw by 20%. Climate change amplifies this, causing landscapes to collapse and release frozen soil into rivers and air. In 2019, a Canadian permafrost mega slump exposed 40,000-year-old ice, sending microbes downstream into communities. Once these pathogens reach humans, the consequences could be severe. The ground we walk on might already be a ticking time bomb, stirred awake by our own hands. Could they destroy us? Could a single sick worker spark a global catastrophe? The truth is terrifying. We have no idea how many ancient viruses lie frozen in the ice, waiting for a chance to reawaken. Our immune systems have never encountered them. Vaccines, antivirals, even modern medicine might be useless. The 1918 influenza pandemic killed 50 million people with a known virus. Now imagine an unknown pathogen, utterly alien to our biology, spreading unchecked. A plausible scenario: a mining crew in Siberia drills into permafrost untouched for tens of thousands of years. One worker develops strange symptoms: high fever, violent aggression, neurological distortions. Doctors are baffled. Tests reveal nothing. He boards a plane to Moscow, unknowingly contaminating fellow passengers. Within days, some travel to London, New York, Beijing. Hospitals fill beyond capacity. Governments struggle to respond. Scientists scramble to identify a virus unlike anything ever cataloged, racing against a clock measured in lives, not hours. A pathogen from a frozen past could rewrite the story of humanity, and we'd be powerless to stop it. As panic spreads, misinformation ignites chaos. Borders close too late, quarantines fail. Even the most advanced labs cannot match the virus's speed. Could the ice beneath our feet be hiding the ultimate apocalypse? Only time and temperature will tell. Not all doom and gloom. Can science save us before the ice betrays us? Despite the fear, researchers are fighting back. The Arctic Council has monitored permafrost thaw since 2007. In 2024, the University of Alaska launched a project to sequence virus DNA from permafrost, predicting which pathogens could threaten humans. Advanced microbial sensors are being developed to detect pathogens early, even in remote Arctic regions. Russia, Canada, and Norway are sharing data to map high-risk zones and coordinate rapid responses. Knowledge is power. The more we understand what sleeps beneath the ice, the better our chances of survival. Challenges in the race against thaw. Are we ignoring a disaster frozen in plain sight? Research funding remains dangerously low. In 2023, global investment in permafrost pathogen studies totaled less than $100 million, a fraction of what is spent on space exploration or military programs. Political tensions, especially between Russia and Western nations, slow data sharing. The Arctic's remoteness adds logistical challenges, making surveillance difficult. The World Health Organization called permafrost pathogens a high-consequence, low-probability threat in 2022. Low probability, yes, but catastrophic if it happens. Ignoring this ticking time bomb doesn't make it disappear. It just delays the inevitable shock. The worst-case scenario: could one mistake in the Arctic end life as we know it? Imagine a mining operation in Siberia exposing ancient spores. A worker develops an undiagnosed illness. He boards a flight home. Within days, cases appear in global cities. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Scientists scramble, but the virus resists known treatments. Vaccines take months or years to develop. Meanwhile, millions die. This is not science fiction. It's a realistic scenario based on permafrost science, climate change trends, and global connectivity. The combination of human activity and rapid warming increases the odds of ancient pathogens re-emerging. A single lapse, a single exposed virus, could trigger a catastrophe no modern medicine is prepared to stop. Not every virus is a killer. Are we overhyping the threat or playing with fire? Not all thawed viruses are deadly. Many cannot survive outside frozen soil or only infect specific plants or amoebas. In 2015, researchers revived a 700,000-year-old virus from Canadian permafrost. It proved harmless. Yet billions of microbes exist in each gram of permafrost soil. Even if the odds are low, they are not zero. As global warming accelerates, those odds rise exponentially. The more ice melts, the more dice we roll. Every thawing gram could contain a pathogen we can't fight. What can we do? Can we stop the horror before it escapes the ice? Action is urgent. First, governments must fund permafrost research to map and monitor pathogen risks. Second, international cooperation is vital. Data sharing, outbreak detection, and rapid response must be global. Third, Arctic mining and drilling in high-risk zones should be strictly limited. Fourth, public awareness is crucial. Most people have never heard of zombie viruses, but knowledge is humanity's first line of defense. Prevention beats cure. The ice won't wait, and neither can we. The bigger picture, is the permafrost warning us of a future we're not ready for? Permafrost thaw is more than a hidden viral threat. It's a ticking time bomb for our climate. Beneath the frozen ground lie billions of tons of carbon, trapped for millennia, along with microbes we've never encountered. According to the 2023 IPCC report, thawing permafrost could release 100 billion tons of carbon by 2100, intensifying global warming and fueling extreme weather events. The danger is a feedback loop. Rising temperatures melt the ice, releasing pathogens and carbon, which in turn accelerates warming, triggering even more thaw. Permafrost is thawing, and ancient dangers are stirring. We cannot stop the melt entirely, but preparation can save millions of lives. Support climate action to slow warming. Demand increased Arctic research funding. Push for responsible, cautious Arctic development. The next pandemic might not emerge from a market or laboratory, but from the frozen ground beneath our feet. Will we act in time or face a permafrost horror that could destroy us all? The clock is ticking. The ice that preserved the past may soon release it, whether humanity is ready or not. Each thawing patch of permafrost is a doorway to a world we left behind, a world of ancient viruses and pathogens whose secrets were buried for millennia. Ignorance is no longer an option. Action is our only chance. The dead may not rest quietly beneath the ice, and if they awaken, our world could change forever.